Hey there, everyone. Thanks so much for joining me, whether this is morning, afternoon, or evening, whenever you're watching this. I appreciate you being here. My name is Chris, and I am going to go over a question that was submitted to me by a wonderful YouTube viewer. Thank you for submitting your question, and hopefully this will provide the answer. The question was, it's a movable scale. Where do I move it to? All right, so that is what we're going to be answering today. Let's go over what I first played in that intro. It was an A Phrygian scale, played at the 5th position, followed by an A major chord with an added flat 9. So let's talk about that real quick. I played 5, 6, 8 on the 6th string, 5, 7, 8 on the 5th string, 5, 7, 8 on the 4th string, 5, 7 on the 3rd string, 5, 6, 8 on the 2nd string, 5, 6, 8 on the 1st string. And actually, I can't even remember what I did for that, how I ended it, if I actually played that 8 or not. Anyway, and then I played an A major bar chord, extending my pinky to the 8th fret of the 4th string. And that gives it that added flat 9, that flamenco flavor, okay? All right. If you want more information on the scales and creation of a Phrygian scale, what that means, a Phrygian dominant scale, what that means, I'm going to leave hopefully links somewhere on the screen here. If not, they will always be in the description. I always put supplemental and bonus lessons that will explain what we do in these lessons. I put them in the description. So there's more links, follow those, okay? So today is about that movable question. So where do we move these to, and what is the benefit? So by having this bar, and even if you don't have the bar, understanding that we are in one position makes it easier to move. Why would we move it? Why would we move it? Okay, so if we're playing an A Phrygian, and more specifically A Phrygian dominant, again, going back to those other links, okay? We are in this key of A Phrygian dominant. And so this is kind of our binding sonic home, okay? Binding sonic home, 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 home. All right. Anyway. We have this series of notes over a harmony, and that creates that home. And so if we want to, or what's necessary in flamenco, is that basically most of flamenco is in this harmony, just changing keys with this kind of idea, okay? What did I say? Binding harmonic home, okay? We're going to move it, okay? So the A is probably the top 50%, or, that's the top 2. Okay, one of the top 2. The other one would be if we were to move this down, and it's going to look differently when I move it all the way down to an E. Okay, because now I play open strings wherever my pointer finger was covering that 5th fret. Now it's going to be open. Now it doesn't have to work. And because of that, so if I moved it and it played it exactly like I played the A, I would play this 0, 1, 3, 0, 2, 3, but you see how I'm using my little, what I call my little 3, okay? My index finger is not being used. Okay? And generally, that just feels strange. If our index finger is available, we want to try to use it, okay? Because it's number one, okay? So all of a sudden now our fingering is different. When we play this open, it seems very different to us, but it's the exact same scale, the exact same intervals, just brought to the open position. So those would be your primary 2. When you ask, where should I move it to? Move it from the A, you should learn it there, and you should absolutely learn it in the open position. Don't go any further in your scale practice as far as understanding until you can play those very confidently there, okay? In flamenco, like I said, most of the harmonies that we have are in that Phrygian dominant harmony, move to different locations, okay? So now you have 2 locations. I would say the next most important location would be the 2nd fret, okay? This would be in the key of tarantos, tarantas, okay? And then that would be a really important key. Okay, so what you can do is put your pointer finger on the 2nd fret of the 6th string, your 3rd finger on the 4th fret of the 5th string, your pinky on the 4th fret of the 4th string, and you can leave those other top 3 open because it sounds really cool flamenco. Okay, you can also add your 2nd finger to the 3rd string, 3rd fret as another option. You can also add your pinky, extend that out to the 5th fret. So lots of different options for a really beautiful different sonority to that chord. Okay, but now we are in F sharp Phrygian. Okay, F sharp Phrygian dominant, and you can add your 2nd finger bar. Sorry. And then play those chords. And that sounds really nice. Okay. Again, you don't have to do the bar. Whatever you want after that. Okay. So now you have three positions of that movable scale idea. Then we have the next one, I would say, would be up at the 7th fret. And that would be a B Phrygian dominant. Okay. And that goes with Granaina. Okay. That same idea of 2, 4, 4 on the 6th, 5th, and 4th, you can take that down 1 string set. Now you're in B Phrygian dominant. I would highly encourage you to extend that pinky. And then that adds that real flamenco flavor. But now we're going to play the scale up here. Okay. Can we play it down there? Yes, we can play the scale down there. And we're going to get to that. Just hang on here for a second, okay? So now you play the scale up here. This chord is the same thing I did with the A, just extend that pinky, okay? But now it's a B, okay? There are a whole bunch of other chords that come pre-packaged, just like with any music. We have what I call chord families or keys, and each key comes with a certain amount of chords in it. And so all those chords translate as you move keys. Really, the only difference between any key is just the names of the chords, but all the math stays the same. What makes music, in my opinion, more difficult to learn is that we start translating it to the alphabet and then back between the math, the intervals. If we kept just the math, it would be very easy because every key would be the exact same. It's when we bring it into the alphabet, the musical alphabet, and we have to deal with sharps and flats, to maintain the rules within a key, and the rules meaning the intervals, the math rules that have to apply, and then we're changing the alphabet to suit that math. That's where it gets tricky. So the math stays the same, and that's what makes it all movable, okay? Once you learn a pattern. All right, so now we have the E, if we start from the lowest, the E, then we have the F sharp, then we have the A, and then we have the B. I just went up to C, sorry, my apologies. All right, so then we have the B. The next one, now all of a sudden we're getting into less common ones. This is an important one for Minera, and we play it at the 4th fret. So that same scale, so you've already played it at the 5th fret, play it at the 4th fret. Is going to be we're dealing with much less common palos song forms in flamenco, but it's really cool. And what is nice is that I'm going to give this a little bit different a different point of view, is that a lot of times in alegrias, in mi, in E, we will kind of change keys to this, which is the Phrygian scale within this key. Anyway, like we open a can of worms here with each little point that I'm bringing across. Basically, just where do you move it? You can move it here. This would be another way to play it, and this would be Minera. a really cool chord that you can play to go along with playing the scale here would be putting your pinky on 4 of the 6th string, the open 5th string, and then triple 1. So I'm 1 on the 4th, 1 on the 3rd, 1 on the 2nd. So that high E, I don't know that you want to play that. I would probably mute it. So, and then also just be strict with your picking hand, okay? Yeah, that high E kind of sounds unresolved, and maybe not even unresolved in a cool way like this kind of stuff does. That sounds unresolved in a cool way. This one sounds a little like, I don't know how hip that is. Anyway, but it's up to your ear, whatever you want to do, okay? All right, so there you go. Now we have 5 different locations. An E, the F sharp, I'm going to go in order of ascension. Then we have that, this would be a G sharp. Sorry, I forgot to add the bar. Then we have an A, the A Phrygian, then we have the B. So we have E, F sharp, G sharp, A, and then the B. And make them all that flamenco harmonic minor, but Phrygian dominant, okay? So you make E with the add flat 9, F sharp with the added flat 9, G sharp with the added flat 9, A with the added flat 9, B with the added flat 9. All right. Lastly, talk about Moveable. I want to end this and see who all is following me here. If you're still here, put A string flamenco Phrygian scale, okay? So in the comments, so that way I know you're still here. So what we're going to do is now, if we look at this pattern, and I take this B, because this is where I talked about it. If you know your notes on the A string, then I go A sharp or B flat, and then B. This is where I said that you could play that, B for Granaina, okay? If I follow this exact pattern, listen, do you hear that that's the same? We have to make an adjustment because of the change from the G to the B string. Those are tuned differently. But if I go 5 or 7, 8, 10, I'm going 2, 3, 5, 7, 9, 10. Now I go to the 4th string and play 2, 4, 5. Now I go on the 3rd string, 2, 4, 5. It's the exact same finger pattern. I'm just starting on the 5th string. Okay, now here's where we get a little change, okay? This stays in line with our index finger. These 2 notes on the 3rd string, 7, 9. Now here, because of the tuning, I have to shift. Now, I can either shift with my index finger, like that, or just stay in line and play that with my, so I'm on 3, 5 of the 2nd string with my 2nd and pinky. Okay? And now it's staying the same. And then we got to go back. Now I'm on 2, 3, 5, which is the same as 7, 8, 10 here on the 2nd string. All right. So it's also movable across strings. That pattern, a lot of the time, it will stay the same. You're going to have to make a couple of adjustments depending on where you start with that note, okay? So that opens another big can of worms. However, it's super cool. Once it starts making the guitar a lot smaller, once you understand that this scale is the same. Okay. All right. So movable, it's because we have different keys in flamenco that use the exact same chord family, but with different starting points. And so we move it to that new starting point and we get a new key. And in flamenco, like with that F sharp, we have these open strings that we start using, and it starts adding a completely different flavor to that particular use of that interval structure in that position. All right. Phew. I hope you enjoyed this lesson. Thanks so much for tuning in. If you have any questions, let me know. Feel free to leave comments or questions in the comments. And if you haven't liked and subscribed, please do so. I've found that a lot of the viewers that I get on my channel are brand new. So make sure to like and subscribe, stick around, and check out those other videos on the Phrygian stuff, and then let me know what questions about scales you might have, or theory, or anything like that, how this all works, okay? Thanks so much. Have a great day. Get to practicing. Bye-bye.